How's everybody doing? It's PR back with another officiating review video. Now, this is the first time that I've made a video diagnosing a call or an officiating call that had something to do with my football team. Okay, I pride myself on this YouTube channel of being objective. And in this case, I don't know if I can be 100% objective. This video is not about Carson Wentz's availability or disability when it comes to being injured. This has to do with this play specifically. I'm not on here to say that the Seahawks didn't deserve to win that playoff game. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying that if Carson Wentz had played, the Eagles would have definitely won, because I don't know that. However, I'm not going to say that I disagree with this call on the field. In my personal opinion, this is a bang-bang play. When I saw this live, it was a 1st and 10 play. It appeared to me to be a bang-bang play. Okay? I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, that looked like a good play on the field. Well, what ended up happening was Carson Wentz ended up having a concussion from a hit to the back of the head. And he was removed from the game. When they asked head ref Sean Smith what he saw on the field, he said he was a runner and he did not give himself up. We saw incidental contact, and in our judgment, we didn't rule that to be a foul. Okay. There's an issue with that. It's a very, very big issue. And it's the fact that the head NFL referee of a playoff game does not know the rules. Okay? If that was the reason that they gave for why this was not a flag, then I really need to question this referee's ability to officiate. Now, I'm not saying that this game was rigged. I'm not going to say that Sean Smith had a stake in this. I've been a referee before, so I know backlash comes with this, but I've never been a referee in a high-stakes football game like an NFL playoff game. So, according to Rule 12, Section 2, Article 7, defenseless player. Players in a defenseless posture are a runner already in the grasp of a tackler whose forward progress has been stopped. Okay, so let's run this play at speed for a second. Wentz is tackled by McDougal. Clowney hits him in the back of the head. Okay? A runner already in the grasp of a tackler. Already in the grasp of McDougal. He is falling to the ground right here. At this point, his momentum has been stopped. Carson Wentz right now is a defenseless football player. Okay? Jadeveon Clowney, who is kind of in the background, he sees Carson Wentz is basically horizontal. He's going down. There's no way he can stop his own momentum. And before anyone says, well, he wasn't sliding, he wasn't giving himself up, the act of a quarterback's knee touching the ground makes him down by contact. This was a rule that was already said in Week 2 against the Atlanta Falcons, where Carson Wentz was diving to get a two-point conversion, and since his knee touched the ground, he was already claimed to have given himself up. So he goes to the ground, knee touches right there. Knee touches right there. Now the next part. Prohibited contact against a player who is in a defenseless position. At this point, Carson Wentz is in a defenseless position. forcibly hitting the defenseless player's head or neck area with a helmet, face mask, forearm, or shoulder, even if the initial contact is lower than the player's neck, and regardless of whether the defenseless player also uses his arms to tackle the defenseless player by encircling or grasping him. Number 2, lowering the head and making forcible contact with the crown or hairline parts of the helmet against any part of the defenseless player's body. And number 3, launching illegally into a defenseless opponent. You can clearly see the launch right there. Launch. He is launching himself. That is an act of launching. It is illegal. It is an illegal launch if a player leaves his feet prior to contact, which he has left his feet. Jadeveon Clowney, his feet are not on the ground right now. No part of his body is touching the ground. As you can see, makes forcible contact to the back of the head with his helmet, with the crown of his helmet. Again, this might be an opinion. It might be a subjective opinion. But he clearly makes contact by launching himself at the back of Carson Wentz's head. It doesn't matter about your intent. I can play devil's advocate here because I believe this was a dirty hit. I believe that Jadeveon Clowney was intentionally trying to injure Carson Wentz. But if I can play devil's advocate right here, I would say this. It doesn't matter if you intended to injure him or not. It doesn't matter if you were intending to hit him in the back of the head or not. There is clearly a rule that says any hit, any forcible hit to the back or front or any part of the helmet with your helmet or your arm or any part of your body to a defenseless player, which, again, Carson Wentz, tackle, grasp, falling. He's a defenseless player right here because he's no longer a runner. He was behind the line of scrimmage and in the tackle box. Falls, knee, helmet, down. That's a defenseless hit. That's a defenseless player. And at the least, okay, again, as a referee, I've missed calls before. Every referee has missed calls. So I sympathize with the refs, or I empathize with the refs, either one. Regardless, this is an unnecessary roughness call. Intent does not matter. He forcibly hit him with the front of his helmet, with the crown of his helmet to the back of the helmet. So intent doesn't matter. I don't care if you're going around saying, well, this is football, it's a contact sport. Here's the problem. There is a literal rule against this. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So this is my opinion. This is my analysis. You're allowed to disagree with me. I will say that there's a possibility that this was not intentional, but even if it was not intentional, it should have been flagged a penalty. That's all I have, and I hope to be back later with more content exposing poor refereeing and complimenting good refereeing. Peace.